I go. And I did it. So the handspring is one of those moves that, like, I can do where I drop down into it. So that when I move my leg back, as you can see there, look, my hips move forward and I go into this bend, but you're losing the energy that's in the leg, like a lot of it, into this bend. It's happening here. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get to here and then allow the body to tilt without doing that. So you stand normally, and then you just reach up, hold, and again slide it down if you want. If you're going to start lower, by the way, this is another tip. Start lower, not higher. Start lower, because if you start too high, it's going to be, your butt has to go a lot further up. So as I said, instead of me doing that and opening out, we're going to try and keep it here, like this. And just keep the energy, even just bend your knee, and keep the energy in the body. So you're going up, and so it's going to move, the trunk of the body has to remain still. Like as in, like this part of your body shouldn't be doing this, like a little bloody back bend. It should be staying like that. So you basically, say if this is your default position where your hips go forward and your butt goes back. It looks great on a photo shoot or whatever, but then you have to kind of go, you're blowing out, like say, a candle on a cake for your birthday or whatever celebration. So you go, and that pulls these little ribs that are popped out in. And that's kind of where you want it. You want to hold that tension here. And then squeeze your booty. And then try and hold this part still. Not like immovable, but like not doing this. You know? We're doing and holding it. So the only part that should be really moving is the leg. And then if this part is still, then the leg will travel with the leg. The whole trunk, not just the bottom hips, but the whole trunk should go, up, basically. And the other tip I have is, if you're going to bring your butt up into the air, keep your head down. Because I always used to have this habit of, I go into a handspring and then I look up. And it's like you can look up towards the ceiling, but keep your head actually down. Because this thing weighs like 5 kg, and it's just like, use that bowling ball ahead of yours to your advantage. I lost a lot of that. Like I was kicking so hard, and like I was getting the leg up to here, and then it would just go down. And I'd kick, and it would just go down. And no matter how much training, handstand training to build up the push, or pull-ups to do the pull, pulling element on the top arm, and like I was getting everything ready, and it's like, I know I can drop down into this, so why can't I? And it's like when you're dropping down into it, everything's stacking. So I was stacking everything, which is a good way to save energy. But it doesn't really teach your body how to move with the energy without bending out of it. So it's kind of like my lower back is very bendy. You may not have this problem, but it's like a loss of energy. But again, mainly a lot of people have the thing where they want to keep their head up. And that's a natural thing to keep your head up, because it's like, you're preventing yourself. Your body's like, okay, this is vital. We don't want this to hit the ground. So your natural thing is, when you move, the head goes up. So to stop it, that's why I'm doing this movement, to show you what happens. So if I try and do this, and then I move here, my body wants to do this. Look up into my head. I'm not just turning, I'm going, and the head's going up. So, and then it's harder to get your butt over your head if your head's up and stays up or goes higher. So that was another problem I had. So The band is here to kind of teach your body the movement and give you time to not just like get the push and pull right and, you know, push out of the bottom arm, pull out of the top and like, you know, get the turn. And like, there's a lot of elements to this, but it's there to help support some of your weight so that your shoulder, especially your bottom shoulder, doesn't get injured while trying to learn how to do this, because it can get injured if your body's not ready for it. But this will help you to practice it, even if you're not like fully like, oh, I don't have super push power when in a handstand, you know, up against a wall or something. I definitely recommend doing handstands up against a wall and work up to like a minute for, you know, regular handstand training, like 3 times a week. If you can do a minute 3 times a week, then you're there. But start off with like 5-10 minutes. Give yourself enough time to come down out of the handstand. Don't just push, and then collapse down onto your head or whatever. Just like push to where you can kind of start to feel fatigue and then come down. You know? And not straight away, but like, you know, give yourself, maybe it's 1 second, maybe it's 2 seconds, then it builds up to 5. Because handstands are very good for really helping that, especially your bottom shoulder, to really, you know, keep it safe, and that helps to build up the muscles. So, and the same with pull-ups and chin-ups, they really help with the pulling power, especially in inverts. So that's my training regimen for at least getting a better push and pull. Now, I recommend starting from the ground. In every move, always clarify from the ground. So you're here, you're standing beside the pole, your hand's going, thumb down, the back of your hand is sliding against the pole, then you flip your hand up, then your thumb up, slide these down, so your hand's here. Make sure you're not too stretched, because then you won't have anywhere to turn. So maybe move your hand down so you have room to turn. Because if this is too tight, your arm's too high, you can have trouble turning. So just hold here and really push and pull and then come out of it. And really like try and just get used to a little bit of weight in your bottom arm. So slide the leg out, rotate, up, but keep the head down. So we're not doing this, we're doing this. So look backwards almost and up, but keep the head down. And you see here, I'm collapsing into my shoulder, so we're going to try and pull and not do this. We're not doing this, we're doing and really pushing up. So we'll try and do that. Then you release, and you will feel it the first time you try it here, and you feel like this is never going to work, I'm never going to get this. You will. You will. It's like the shoulder mount or any kind of invert. You will. It's like the first time I tried to do a shoulder mount. It felt completely alien to my body and completely impossible. Yeah, I just was like, I'll do the exercise, but I don't feel like it's happening. But I think your body needs time to kind of realize, number one, it's safe to trust you to do it. And number two, you need to build up the conditioning in your shoulders to do this. Because if you do this and you're not ready to do this, your body will tell you pretty much straight away. Other training tip I would give would be to drop down into a handspring, into an Aisha position, and hold it for as long as possible. Safely hold it as long as possible. If you feel fatigue, come down. If you feel like, oh, I'm shaking, I don't know if I can hold on, leave some energy in reserve to come down. That's another way to train it. The second way to train it, so you're standing, remember, thumb down, pat on your forehead, slide it, twist it, down, here we go. So you're here, make sure you have enough turn. Yeah, see, I had to slide my hand down because I didn't have enough turn. And now what we're going to do is we're going to walk around the pole. Just gently. Really gently. And you can slide the feet out. And feel the thing. Feel the movement. And then eventually you can lift the leg and then swirl back out. Like it might be a tiny little lift like that where you just swing back in. And I recommend these for warm-ups. So, because these are very good for your shoulders to get them warmed up. So, do a few of these. We do it higher, the floaty thing. I just call it the floaty thing. The floaty thing looks cool by itself. So, hand, twist, arm. Now we're a little bit higher. Make sure you have room to twist. Here. Okay? We're pushing with the bottom arm, pulling with the top. And we're allowing the weight just to tip like this, see? That's why we need to be strong doing this. You rotate the hips kind of up to the sky a bit on this one. And we can roll back, in and out, just to get used to that movement. So again, in this one you can push yourself away a bit so that you can, before you get into it, push yourself away. Now this is a very strong band. I do not normally use this band, but considering I haven't done it in a few months, then I use the strong band. Let me see. Now we're getting off the ground a bit. Just a little bit. So I actually work better with the thinner one because I am hypermobile and this one compresses me too much and doesn't allow me to rotate out as easily, and this one does. So this one, which is lighter, I'm going to put up higher so that I still get the compression. So you're going to pull it out to the side, make sure it holds, and you're going to pull it back out, knee in, knee to the ground, underneath the knee. Here we go. And I'm going to put my foot actually on the puff pad. Right? Now I can feel a lot of, but you can see straight away I can easily come out without pushing too hard at my arms. So we're here, twisting, dropping down, and you can even go onto the puff pad. And I do better on this one than I do on the other one. So we're going to stand on the little puff. And then we're going to rotate up while holding on to this. And I'm just like allowing my body to just get used to it again. Yeah. Because like pole is a journey, so you just have to get with it and bringing the head down. And coming down. So I really felt it in my hip as closest to the pole, just there, but I'm not feeling it in my shoulders anymore. So that tells me that my body it's almost ready to do it. Like if you feel like pain or like discomfort, just stop and do these rotations. So put your hand on your shoulder, and then just keep your hand on your shoulder and rotate backwards and forwards. Shake out your hands. Stretch them out, like take breaks in between. We're going to go to the side again. And again, this is just checking in with your body and allowing it to figure out what it wants to do. And I'm really pushing. And I allowed my foot to come off. But again, your body has to trust you. And that sounds crazy. But it does, otherwise it'll hijack you subconsciously. Like, your body won't allow you to fall on your head if it can help it. So right now my body is acclimatizing to doing this again. So I'm giving it time in between,